villagers were right to drive him out. Perhaps he was possessed after all. Maybe it actually was a demon that had caused his behavior. There could be no returning home now, not after what he had done. Mithridates, a young man from the Greek village of Gadara, sat on a great rock that overlooked the sea and tried to sort his thinking. It had not been the first time that this had happened to him. Several other days were forever obliterated from his mind, gone with the madness that had seized upon him and caused him untold anguish and misery. Once, he knew, he had almost caused the death of a child, in a frenzied moment lost somewhere in the dim recesses of his memory. It had happened with the furious swiftness of a cyclonic wind, blowing out the flame of intelligence and reason within his brain. One moment, he was talking with some friend from one of the neighboring cities of the Acropolis, and next, he was the personification of evil as he slashed at the people about him, and he screamed like a spirit from the abode of the damned. Without warning, his whole world had exploded before him. Having gained a reputation among the townspeople as a philosopher of some note, it had been his delight to discuss with the other inquiring minds the ideas of the great thinkers of the ages. All had come to regard the young Mithridates as a man of great promise and gave rapt attention when he spoke in the public forum. On that day, as he sat on the stone steps of the great fountain house that commanded the road leading to the Acropolis, he argued as usual with his good friends the finer points of the philosophies of Socrates and Plato. Without warning, a deadening pain swelled through his temples, almost blinding him. He could remember the startled look on the face of his dear friend Apelles as he beheld the change that came over the youthful philosopher. A surge of madness seemed to settle over his mind like a shroud. Leaping to his feet, Mithridates seized the terrified Apelles by his tunic, jerked him to his full height, and smashed his fist hard into the face of his friend. Turning, Mithridates saw the citizens on the step rise and begin to move away from him. He remembered the fear that had filled their eyes as they watched him. Screaming in agony, he ran down the steps, tearing his cape from about his shoulders. Dashing into the streets, he was nearly run down by an ox cart laden with great earthen jars making its way to the nearby market. He suddenly seized a small boy from his mother's arms and ran back toward the cart, whose owner was now staring at the crazed young man. Lifting the child above his head, he was about to cast it headlong at the feet of the oxen which had come to a halt in the middle of the street. Something caused him to pause. Child screaming in midair, a look of bewilderment crossed his face as he lowered the child and looked at it, cradled in his arms, as though he was uncertain as to how it came to be there. Gently, he set the baby on the ground, and as its mother rushed forward from the crowd, Mithridates looked blankly at the great number of people who stood helplessly by. Apelles, a streak of blood running from the corner of his mouth, crossed the square, took Mithridates gently by the arm, and led him toward the store which stood impressively in the center of the town, facing east. This was the great public portico, supported on four sides by a massive colonnade and dedicated to Zeus, father of the gods. Visibly shaken, Mithridates wept openly as Apelles attempted in vain to comfort his friend. As the two sat on the steps of the great meeting place, beneath a marble relief of Zeus and Apollo, they heard the footsteps of many people ascending the stoa. Looking up, Apelles saw a group of men advancing toward them, led by an ephor, or chief justice of the city. Mithridates bolted upright as the citizens approached him. He recoiled in abject fear as the ephor stepped closer and read from a scroll which stated that Mithridates had endangered the lives and welfare of the citizens of Gadara for the last time. From time to time, the ephor cast nervous glances at Mithridates, whose disposition was apt to change momentarily. Proceeding further in the proclamation, the ephor noted that it had been drawn up at the behest of concerned citizens and submitted to the ecclesia, or citizens' assembly, for action. After the delegation left the stoa, Mithridates stood looking at his friend. He put his arm about Apelles and smiled knowingly.
This does not mean that you are forever banished from among us, nor that you can never return to Gadara.
No, my friend, I shall never again be a burden to the good citizens of this city.
But where will you go? What will you do?
Somewhere beyond the habitation of man, I shall make my dwelling place. I am not well, my friend. I know that these good people should not have to endure madness among them. My agony, I will leave.
Gods be with you, my dear friend. Remember this. Your friends are still your friends, and we shall be here when you find yourself and come back to us.
Come out! Show yourself! We know you're in there! Come out and show yourself!